Welcome students, this is Sir Vincent Catarahay, your mathematics virtual teacher for the new normal. In this video, we will be talking about finding the slope of a line given 2 points. The idea of slope is something you encounter often in everyday life. Think about rolling a cart down a ramp or climbing a set of stairs. Both the ramp and the stairs have a slope. Our learning outcome in this video is to find for the slope of a line given 2 points. If you have any questions, drop them below, and please don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell for you to be updated in my next video presentation. Now let us proceed to the discussion proper. So let L be a line which is not parallel to the y-axis. That is, L is not a vertical line. Let P sub 1 be x sub 1, y sub 1, and P sub 2 be x sub 2 and y sub 2 be two distinct points on line L. The slope of line L is denoted by M. It can be defined by, we have this one, the slope of a line is denoted by y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So say for example, we have the first point, that is x sub 1 and y sub 1. We also have the second point, that is x sub 2 and y sub 2. To get the slope, we will just get the difference of the 2 points in the vertical line and the difference in the 2 points in the horizontal line. So we have the change in y and this is the change in x. The slope can be denoted by rise over run. So the run is x sub 2 minus x sub 1 and the rise is y sub 2 minus y sub 1. So this is the formula in finding for the slope of a line, y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. But before we proceed to our examples, let us try to familiarize the following properties of the slope. The first property is that a line with a positive slope rises from left to right, meaning if m is greater than 0, the slope or the line inclines to the right. So if this is an example of a line having a positive slope. The second property is that a line with a negative slope falls from left to right. So m is less than 0. So if m is less than 0, negative 1, negative 2, so on and so forth, all the negative numbers, so therefore the slope inclines to the left. So this is the example of a line having a negative slope. Then the third property is that if a line with a slope of 0 is horizontal. So if m is equivalent to 0, so therefore the line is horizontal. So this is an example of a horizontal line, or if the slope of a line is equivalent to 0. Then the last property, a line with an undefined slope is vertical. So if m is undefined, so therefore our slope is, or our line is vertical. So this is the example of a line having an undefined slope. So if m is greater than 0, the line inclines to the right. If m is negative or less than 0, the line inclines to the left. If m is equivalent to 0 or the slope is equivalent to 0, the line is horizontal. But if the slope is undefined, the line is vertical. So these are the properties of the slope. Let's proceed to example number 1 about finding the slope of a line passing through 2 points. So I have here the example number 1. If we have a line that passes through the point 4, 1 and 0, 3, find the slope of a line. So as a review, in finding the slope of a line, we have y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So it means that we need to assign the coordinates as x sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 1, y sub 2. But how to assign? So in this example, say for example we have 4, 1. So this 4, 1 will be assigned as x sub 1 and the other coordinate as y sub 1. So you have to write first the x, then the y. For the second coordinate, so we can have x sub 2 and y sub 2. So you can interchange this one as x1, y1, this is x2, y2, as long as the format is x and y. So we have now the values of x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. Now to solve, we have to write the formula m equals, or the slope equals, y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Then after writing the formula, we have to apply the substitution property. We substitute the values of the coordinates to the given formula. So we have y sub 2, the value of y sub 2 is 3. So you replace y sub 2 by 3 minus the value of y sub 1 is 1. Replace or substitute y sub 1 by 1 over the value of x sub 2 is equivalent to 0. So you write 0. You copy minus. Then the value of x sub 1 is equivalent to 4. So you write 4. If your value of y sub 1 is negative, so you have to enclose that one by close and open parenthesis. Since this is positive, so you have the option to enclose or not to enclose. So we have now 3 minus 1 over 0 minus 4. So the next process, class, is to simplify. 3 minus 1 is equivalent to 2 over 0 minus 4 is equivalent to negative 4. Since we have 2 over negative 4 as the resulting value, if it can be simplified, so we have to simplify our answer. Since this is 2 over 4, to simplify, divide the fraction by 2 over 2. So we have 2 divided by 2, so that is equivalent to 1. Then we have negative 4 divided by 2, that is equivalent to negative 2, or you can write negative 1/2. So therefore, our slope is equivalent to negative 1 over 2. So the rise is 1, then the run is equivalent to 2. So we have negative 1 over 2 as the slope. So therefore, observe from the properties, if the slope is negative, the graph inclines to the left. So let's proceed now to example number 2 if you don't have any questions or clarifications from example number 1. So again, we have to assign the values, then we simplify, then we identify the rise over run. So why is it that the rise is equivalent to 1 and the run is equivalent to 2? Observe. Say for example, this is the point. So the rise is 1, then the run is 2. So 1, 2. Diba we have this point, then we have the rise is 1, then the run is 2. So 1, 2. You run to the left twice. So if it is negative, you have to go upward, then you run to the left. Go upward, run to the left twice. Or you go downward, 1, then you run twice. So the rise. Let's proceed to example number 2. What is the slope of a line that passes through negative 3, 0 and 1, 1? So to solve for the slope of a line, we have to write first the given, which is negative 3, 0 and 1, 1. Since we have 2 points, so all we have to do is to assign these coordinates as x sub 1 and y sub 1, x sub 2 and y sub 2. So for negative 3, we will assign negative 3 as x sub 1. For 0, we'll assign this one as y sub 1. Then for the second given, so we have the x sub 2 and we also have the y sub 2. So we have now the values of the necessary variables or the necessary points. So we will rewrite the formula. M equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So we have the values for y sub 2, y sub 1, x sub 2, and x sub 1. So you rewrite the formula, then we will substitute. So for the value of y sub 2, we have 1 minus the value of y sub 1 is equivalent to 0. So substitute y sub 1 by 0 over the value of x sub 2 is equivalent to 1 minus the value of x sub 1 is equivalent to negative 3. So you substitute x sub 1 by negative 3. You have to enclose that one so that you can distribute the negative value. So simplify, y minus 0 is equivalent to 1 over, you copy 1, negative 1 times negative 3, that is positive 3. So we have to add the denominator. So we have 1 over 1 plus 3, 4. So therefore, the slope is equivalent to 1 over 4, or m is equivalent to 1 over 4. The rise is 1 and the run is 4. So to check, I have here a piece of paper to check. Diba? We graph 1 and 1, then the given is negative 3, 0. So to solve for the slope, our answer is equivalent to 1/4. Why 1/4? Since the slope is positive, then this is negative 3, 0. We rise 1 unit upward, then we run to the right 4 units. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So therefore, our slope is equivalent to 1 over 4 for example number 2. Let's proceed to example number 3. Find the slope of a line that passes through 6, 0 and 3, negative 2. Again, find the slope of a line that passes through the points 6, 0 and 3, negative 2. So to solve for the slope, we have to write the given. So we have 6, 0 as the first coordinate. Then we also have 3, negative 2. So to solve for the slope of a line, we will be assigning the points as x sub 1. Then this is y sub 1. Then we have x sub 2 and we also have y sub 2. Then we have to rewrite the formula. M equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Then we will be applying the substitution property. So we have m equals the value of y sub 2 is equivalent to negative 2. So replace y sub 2 by negative 2 minus the value of y sub 1 is equivalent to 0. So this is 0 over the value of x sub 2 is equivalent to 3. Replace that one by 3 minus the value of x sub 1 is equivalent to 6. So we have negative 2 minus 0 over 3 minus 6. So negative 2 minus 0, that is equivalent to negative 2. 3 minus 6 is equivalent to negative 3. Why is it that 3 minus 6 is equivalent to negative 3? Unlike signs, so we copy the sign of the bigger number, which is negative. So you copy negative, we subtract 6 and 3. That is why we have 3. Observe that we have negative and the negative. Negative 2 divided by negative 3. If we divide two positive numbers, our final answer is that the slope is equivalent to 2 over 3. or positive 2 over 3. So the rise is equivalent to 2 and the run is equivalent to 3. So therefore, the slope of the line that passes through the point 6, 0 and 3, negative 2 is 2 over 3.